book. I'm Alan Austin.
And I'm Patrick Hamilton, and we are the co-authors of All New, All Different, A History of Race and the American Superhero from University of Texas Press.
It's a book that tries to use superhero popular culture to better understand the way in which Americans have, in a popular way, thought about race and race relations from 1938 to present. I'm a Japanese-American historian. I spent a lot of time writing about the wartime incarceration of Japanese Americans. Superman in particular, but Batman and a whole host of other superheroes all sort of worked to make an argument for why Japanese Americans should be incarcerated.
We normally probably don't think of superhero popular culture as both reflecting and shaping those attitudes, in terms of we don't really think about the superhero comics dealing with the incarceration camps during World War II, just as we tend to think of superhero popular culture in general as somewhat innocuous, as just for entertainment, as just for kids. And so the book is an effort to kind of show, starting with World War II and largely Japanese Americans, comics have consistently sought to and in many ways sort of shaped and constituted the ways in which we think about race.
And it's so important that we think about this for the very reason you said, Patrick, that people take it for granted, that they see superhero popular culture as just throwaway culture, whereas in fact superhero popular culture, like all of the popular culture around you, is constantly selling you attitudes, in this case racial attitudes about Japanese Americans, as well as the best kinds of solutions for policing the quote-unquote racial problems that people perceived during the war.
If we jump to, say, like the 1970s, very earnest comic book creators wanted to tackle issues of race, but were very limited by the terms of the discussion at the time, which were based in a kind of liberal individualism that led to kind of seeing race as a problem of the individual person and not a structural issue, struggles that we're still dealing with today. The classic example that we use in the book being the Green Lantern, Green Arrow comics by Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams, where everything gets kind of framed as this battle of the individual moral conscience, whether it's Green Lanterns, whether it's Green Arrows, that they consistently encounter problems that they solve, and I'm doing air quotes there, by getting rid of the individual bad guy, but then the structural problems that exist remain and the heroes move on.
And so despite the fact that Green Lantern, Green Arrow has gotten a lot of critical praise for sort of introducing social relevance into comics, and some of that's deserved. Like O'Neil and Adams are doing something that people had done before, but they're doing it in a way that's going to get noticed for the first time.
And doing it very earnestly.
And very earnestly. But I think one of the things the book tries to do is look at the complexity of the human experience in that way, that you can be earnestly dedicated to building a better world and yet still blinkered by the cultural assumptions built into how do you define a better world, and thus how do you go about creating a better one.